What up, YouTube? It's your big homie. I want to do a video real quick about young men, because I'm a parent of a lot of young boys. Some of y'all have young sons. Some of y'all might be young yourself. And I want to talk about how important that 10 years between 15 and 25 is. Now, if you're a parent, you need to understand, especially if you got a Black or a Latino son, especially if y'all in the inner city, that 10 years is the hardest 10 years of that child's life. Hands down. From figuring out how to interact with girls, school, trying to figure out what it is to be a man, try to avoid the pitfalls of what society is trying to push your kids to doing. They're influenced by everything they seeing. It's the hardest 10 years. Police are looking at that age group like they're the most violent. They're, no one trusts them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's afraid of them, between 15 and 25. They're in the most danger. So as a parent, you got to understand that this is the pressure that your 15 to 25-year-old is dealing with. Now, obviously, this is not an excuse for them to cry about what they're going through, but you need to help them navigate life at this time. You know what I'm saying? This time they need the most support, not things done for them. They just need the most understanding and guidance. You know what I'm saying? I say it like that. So if you're a single mother especially, this ain't a time to be yelling and going crazy every time something don't go your way. This ain't a time to be controlling. This is a time to learn how to speak to your son. Learn how to have really deep conversations. So when you catch them doing something or they fucking up, you don't sit down and or you don't scream and yell, and you don't just, threaten them, kick them out, tell them this, tell them, how y'all women be. This is the time to really sit down, almost like a therapist, and really talk to your son. Try to get them to explain their thoughts and feelings and opinions about whatever it is they did wrong, or the things that they doing, or how they think about things, and have a conversation. And then offer the truth and the guidance by giving them their, the possible outcomes of their action. Let them know what they're facing if they continue with certain behaviors. Show them other opportunities and show them a lot of paths to take. That's my route, or that's my approach. I make sure each child has multiple paths that they can take. I show them the paths that lead to destruction, and I show them the paths that lead to success. I talk to them about some of the things to look out for. I can't make them do shit. And that's what a lot of you parents got to realize, especially women. You can't make your child do nothing, especially a young man between 15 and 25. They not looking at it like, how can I say it? They need to be trained, not forced. You know what I'm saying? You need to train them about life. Develop them, not force them to do this and that. You're not helping them, because as soon as you take away that pressure, as soon as you take away that force, the things that you made them do, they'll never do it on their own. They got to be able to do it on their own. So you got to just train them to do it by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Prepare them for that success. But like I was saying about the paths, if you show them all the possible outcomes of the negative shit, right? Show it to them with the news clips. Show it to them with the current events. Show it to them with the family members who went down that road. Show them what it adds up to. Then show them what the positive adds up to. Show them how to make money and look clean and dress nice and be fly legitimately without the bullshit. Just show them it's possible. Tell them the routes. And if you don't know the routes, find somebody who do know the routes. Let them know that at 18, if they don't want to go to school, there's certain jobs that they can start where they actually make a decent living and they can grow in those companies and make a really good living without school. If they college bound, then you give them the right path so they don't choose some bullshit ass major that is a waste of time and money. But show them all their paths. And once you show and lay all these different paths down, you got to let them choose for themselves. And the reason you got to do that is because, for one, information is how we all make our best decisions. The more information we got, the better decisions we have. The problem with a lot of us, we bumped our head so much because we had a lack of information. So we were just feeling our way through life, bumping our head and shit like that. And sometimes people told us, but they told us without information. They might say, don't go that way, but they never said why we shouldn't go that way. They'll say, that's a bad idea, but they didn't tell you why that's a bad idea. So when I say lay these paths out, they got to be detailed. You got to show them, get a fucking whiteboard out if you got to, and show them how much it costs to pay rent at a 1-bedroom house or apartment. Show them how much it costs to have a car note and pay electric and gas and save and buy food and still have money to hang out with their friends. Show them on paper what to expect. So when they get out here on the world, they're not blindsided by it. They're not confused by it. They know what it takes to be an adult. And show them early, and the earlier the better, so they can start preparing. They might make better decisions because they realize, well, damn, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that. And then show them that there's legitimate ways to get enough to live comfortably and not struggle. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they got this world that's telling them to scam, to, get it by any means and shit, regardless of their freedom. Everybody got to be tough now. Everybody got to have a gun. All the girls got to sell pussy and be the best, at what they do sexually and shit like that. All this shit got to be, the game got to be laid out. What kids can do to them at a young age, unplanned pregnancies and shit. Lay all that shit out. All right? That way, when they finally do make their own choices, it's on them. Okay? Because some of you parents, you failed your kids, and that's why you hold their hands so long, because you failed them. You didn't prepare them, and now you trying to pick up the pieces with them. Prepare these fucking kids, because these young boys between 15 and 25, this is the hardest point, this is the hardest time in their life. What they do now is going to affect their next 40, 50 years, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's have kids with the wrong people, get felony charges, or die because they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to communicate with the police. They don't know how to deal with authority figures. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is important. I'm trying to think what else I want to touch on, because I thought about it because I was having this conversation about one of the boys I'm raising, and he's getting to that age where, this is the tough years. You know what I'm saying? Really, all my kids are starting to get to that age. And I just want them to be fully prepared. And I also do it this way because when they finally make their own choices, and if they fall on their ass, hey, I set you up. I set you up for success. If you want to be a fucking homeless drug addict, I don't give a fuck. At that point, I don't care. I gave you every possible road that you could take and what it would lead to. Now I'm going to sit back and let you enjoy your life. Enjoy your life as a crackhead, or as a businessman, or as a pro athlete, or as, an investor. Whatever you want to do, or working in a company, managing your own manufacturing warehouse, or whatever the fuck you end up doing. I don't care. As long as it don't fucking affect me, or you don't need shit from me. Because I gave you the roles to take so you can be self-sufficient and stand on your own. I gave you the roles to take so you don't die young or end up in jail. I gave you the roads. Pick your own fucking road. And guess what? I'll see you on the holidays. But I still have to be understanding of what pressures they're under between 15 and 25. Because whether they don't get out the house, I feel like 22, 23 is a reasonable time to be starting to get out the house. I believe any longer than that, then they've been wasting a lot of time. Any sooner than that, they're not ready. So I feel like 22-ish, 23, it's like, hey man, go be homeless. Go be homeless. I gave you every chance that you needed to, and I gave you every option that you could choose from. And this is another thing that schools should do that they don't do, that we should do as parents. And if you're a young man, you should do this yourself. Google all of the fucking job professions there are. Because I just named a few little random stupid things. We always say the cliche shit. Businessman, doctor, lawyer. We say the same cliche shit. There are so many professions in the world. And sometimes a child don't know what they want to get involved with because nothing sounded good to them. A lawyer didn't sound good. Doctor didn't sound good. Athlete, they might not be built for that. All the typical shit we say, rappers, like stupid shit, entertainment. We say the same 5 or 6 things, and then you got a child who is not connecting to any of those things, and you wonder why they struggling trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. They haven't been exposed to all their options. So go through all the gambit of motherfucking jobs there are in the world, all the professions that they can get involved with, and then show them routes to do it. You want to be a fucking underwater welder? Okay, it's very dangerous. They make a lot of money, but it's a dangerous job. You got to probably live somewhere on the coast. You're going to be in, traveling to weird places. Life expectancy for that kind of person. Like, just break the shit down. If you want to be, a pilot, boom, this is what you got to do. This is what they saying on Google, because we don't know everything. This is what they're saying is the steps to take to become a pilot. Whatever the fuck you want to do, but your kids should have all the options, all the paths laid out for them. If you're a young man watching this and you have not done this yourself, take it upon yourself to find out what options you have. So when you make your choice in life, you at least kind of got an idea of what to expect, And if you young and living with your mother, start figuring out a way to get yourself out on your own, taking care of yourself. It is so much more impressive for a young man to have his own house, a car to get back and forth to work. His own apartment, whatever, a car to get back from work. And maybe he don't got a lot of money in your pocket, but you could bring the party to you. You can invite the girl over to your house. You can invite the homies to your house because you got it like that. You get what I'm saying? So money is not the most important thing. Your credit, keep your credit A1. Do not ruin your fucking credit. Pay your bills. If you can't afford it, don't get it. Keep your bills paid. Keep your credit in check. And that way, at that 25 mark, or as you start to become a more mature adult, you haven't dug any holes for yourself and you can just take off. You know what I'm saying? It's so much easier when you have that established. So keep those things in mind. Look at all the paths and options you have and keep your credit together. I'm going to leave and stay legitimate. Crime do not pay. Listen, I am, if you don't know my background, I've been involved in just about everything you can be involved in. And I've been around everything that you can be around. And I'm going to tell you right now, all of the people that did it the best, quote unquote, they ain't on shit right now. Or they still locked up. Or they dead. All the people that did it, the people that dabbled, we all still had to rebuild and pick it up at some point. We still had to go humble ourselves and go get jobs. We had to humble ourselves and change our life and shit. And we were so-called the bosses. You know what I'm saying? Crime don't pay, goddammit. So stay legitimate, keep your credit together, and research and look at all your options. Okay? Avoid the police. If you deal with the police, give them all the respect, even if they don't deserve it. because your life is on the line. Even if they don't deserve the respect, go home safely by, you know, I don't know the word I want to use, but just don't turn up. The shit ain't gonna go your way, okay? Stay calm, get through the situation, and handle it later. That way you can continue to have a good life. You can continue to live on, and because they don't give a fuck about you. When you 15 or 25, you public enemy number one. So don't play yourself. You know, I hope I laid it all out there. Like I said, good credit. Stay out of jail. Stay alive. Avoid dumb shit. Trust your gut. If something don't feel right, get the fuck out of there. Leave. Don't stay at the club till close. Make sure you always leave an hour or so before shit is over. You know, what else? Just a quick little game I'm telling you young people. Don't get too clicked up in school. Kind of, you know, be solo. Have your associates, but stay solo. Don't get all clicked up with everybody, because you're going to get caught up in their bullshit. Don't have no kids. Make sure you protecting yourself. Do not have no fucking kids. If it's too late and you already got one or two, stop. Stop now. Stop now. Do not add any more kids. And research your options so you can make a good, sound decision. You feel me? And parents, back to you. Make sure that you helping push this shit on your kids. Get them all the game they can possibly receive, and then sit back and let them fall on their face or, you know, take off and fly. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't on you after that. You did your part. You know? Let them fail. If you gave them all this and they fail, let them fail. All right? But that's all I got. Peace.